Our chipper format is a great workout format for exercises with high repetitions. So what our chipper is it essentially allows you to design your own workout. You have a set number of exercises. It could be 5, it could be 2, it could be 15 different exercises. And next to each one, typically you're going to have a high set of repetitions. So you can see here that we have 100 high knees, 100 push-ups, 200 jumping jacks, 50 push-ups, 50 burpees, and a 1 mile run. Looking at a chipper workout, it's going to seem like a nightmare. You're going to look at it and be like, man, how am I ever going to do all of those in a row and get them done? The nice thing about a chipper is you get to break those up and essentially chip away at those high numbers. So what you can do here, there's no set order to that chipper. Yes, those exercises are wrote in a certain order, but you don't have to follow that. You can start in the middle, you can start down at the bottom, you can start at the top, you can go however you want for a chipper. You can also break up the exercises however you want. So for instance, for this chipper here, maybe I want to start with a quarter-mile run. So I'm going to go to a quarter-mile run. When I come back, if I have a big list of exercises, I'll probably write down like a quarter-mile run, or I'll make a little tally mark or something that's going to help me remember that I completed that quarter mile. Then maybe I'm going to go into 25 of my push-ups. So I'll come up here, I'll do 25. Again, I'll make a little tally mark, or I'll write down next to those push-ups I did 25 of them. Then maybe I'm going to drop down, I'll do 100 of my jumping jacks. Then maybe I'll go up and I'll do 50 of my high knees, maybe 10 of my burpees, and then I'll go back and do another quarter-mile run. And I'm essentially just chipping away at those big numbers. I'm breaking them up into much more manageable numbers that I can knock out in a row. And then they're slowly going to add up. Once I've added everything up, so for instance, I did a quarter-mile run, then maybe another quarter-mile run, and then maybe I did a half-mile run, I'm going to mark that one off. Now that mile run is completely out of it. Instead, I'm going to focus on my remaining exercises and however many reps I have left on those. Every time I hit the number next to that exercise that's listed, that exercise is now crossed off, and my only goal is to then focus on the remaining exercises here. So there's a lot of different strategies people like to use for a chipper. I've seen a lot of people break them up evenly into like sets of 4. So for instance, 100 divided by 4, we've got 25. So you do 25 high knees, 25 push-ups, 200 divided by 4, then you're going to get 50 jumping jacks. So they break it up, and they'll work their way down the list, and then they'll come back and start over, and essentially they have 4 rounds through that way. That's probably the most common way that I see it done. However, you don't have to do it that way. You can do it however you want. If you want to knock one of those exercises all out in a row, maybe you say knock out those whole 200 jumping jacks in a row, get them done and out of the way, you're more than welcome to do that. You can go in whatever order you want. You can break it up however you want. I will say though, one tip for performing chippers is about being able to keep going, keep your pace up in order to complete those exercises, usually in a time cap. So sometimes you'll see like a 30-minute chipper or something like that. Other times it will be open and you can just go until you're finished. But a lot of times you'll see a time cap, and in order to hit that time cap, you want to keep moving. So the trick is not to go on an exercise until you hit that failure point and you're only getting 1 or 2 reps. You're having to take a break, 1 or 2 reps, you're having to take a break because that's slowing you down. As soon as you get to the point on an exercise where you start to fatigue and you find yourself having to take breaks and you're going really slow, that's a great time to call it on that exercise. Switch to a different one that's using different muscle groups so that those other muscle groups that are tired out can use that time to rest, and you can still knock out other numbers on your list of exercises. So that is my main tip for chippers. Whenever you start to fatigue, switch to a different muscle group exercise so that that muscle group that's tired can rest while you're still knocking away at those numbers.